Hello, my YouTube friends. This is Yvonne, and I haven't made a video in so long. It's been over a year, I think. But I'm super excited for this project. Recently, my sister called me up, and my sister is Yvette Daily Scrapper, and she was like, hey, Tmika, who is Scrap the World, is hosting a swap again, and she hadn't done so in a very long time, so we're really super excited to join in. So we signed up, and the tag swap is going to be a Prima doll tag, and we are also being asked to create a charm that would coordinate with the tag that you create. She has two categories for the charms. You can select to incorporate a domino in your charm or a bottle cap. So I've selected a domino, and for our groups, it's a 4-member group, and so you're asked to make the 4 tags, 3 to share, 1 to keep for yourself, but I've decided I'm not going to make 1 for myself. I'm just going to make the 3, and so I've started, and I have 2 of them so far, so I'll share that with you guys. Here we go. And I'm just going to talk a little bit about how I put them all together. So I started by stamping the image, and here is the third one I'll be using. These 2 pieces of paper are the only ones that are not from the Couture collection. They were single sheets at Hobby Lobby. I stamped with StazOn this script paper for the body, and then the polka dot paper I used embossing powder to stamp that. Gives it a nice glossy sheen and a little bit of dimension. You'll notice the doll also has a little bit of bling to adorn her dress and her shoes. So that's ready for the next tag. I start with a medium weight chipboard base, and it's a little bit bigger than your usual size 10 tag, which is 8.5 by I think 4 1/8. But this one measures 9 inches and 4.5. And I like to just have a little bit of extra room. The paper collection that I used was an 8 by 8 pad, so my first layer is going to be a little short, which is okay because, as you'll note, I'm using some black satin trim on the bottom, and that will cover this up nicely. So what I like to do is put a little bit of tulle on the first layer of paper, and I adhere that with just some Scotch tape. Looks kind of ugly in the back, but nobody will see it after I tape it up because I'll layer another sheet of paper over it. So once I have that bottom layer, you'll notice that I have a cluster of cutouts, and G45 is so good because it gives you quite a bit of variety as far as the graphics and the images that they have in each of their collections, from the little mini stamps to these larger ones. And so I just cut out a big assortment, and then I cluster them together. And I like to pop them up, but when I'm working with something this size, I don't use pop dots. I rather cut out some chipboard so I can decide exactly what size I want to use and how to place it, and it makes it a little sturdier. I just hot glue gun it down, and I like that a lot better for things of this size. It's also good for images like the doll stamp, which is a little bit more fragile, so when I cut out the chipboard, I can customize the size I need. And it works a lot nicer, I think, than the pop dots. So she has 3 layers of chipboard because I like her to be a little bit higher, since she's the main feature of the tag, than the other elements that I've incorporated. So we have a few other things to dress up the tag. I have the little flourish that's tucked behind our doll, and these are just some cutouts that my sister had made for me a while back, and I've been holding on to them. I think she cut that with her Cricut. I have here a little wooden bingo chip, and it's from Maya Road, I believe. Yes, Maya Road. And I know Tim has the red ones, but I really like the black ones better. I have a little cluster of flowers. Now these flowers I got from Michael's. The bigger ones are from the $2 bin, and the smaller one from the $1.50. Now I've already used the peach and the blue, and then my third tag will feature some of the teal colored accents. So that's that. I have a little pearl. I went a little old school with a little stick pin. Hadn't made one of those in forever. A little feather behind it. And then a little extra bling. I have the ornate plate from Tim Holtz that I painted with some black gesso. And that pretty much sums up the tag. Now, I changed up the color just so that each recipient's tag is a little bit more individualized. And this part was easier for me. I make a lot of tags. I really enjoy making them. I didn't struggle too much with this part, but the challenge for me was the charm requirement. I don't normally make charms. I don't think I'm really good at it. And I have to admit, ladies, I cheated. And what I did was, while shopping, I found this string of beads, and so basically I just cut off where I wanted it to stop, and then voila, that was my charm. All I needed to do at that point was then just add the domino, which was the required feature. And I had these teeny little tiny dominoes which already had the wire embedded, so it made it very easy to attach. Tmika, however, stated that she did not want naked dominoes, so I found some random pieces of scraps that I had, and I dressed up the domino by adding some glossy accents. My battery's dying. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. So I covered the back and dressed up the front with just a bow, just because I think dominoes have charm of their own and didn't want to cover it up completely. So that's the charm. Actually, let me go ahead and flip this over to the back. So I have that there, that here. Again, keeping with the different accent color scheme. I used for this little wood veneer, which I found by way of another YouTuber who probably about a year ago had found a lovely lady, Diana McRae, who had these wood veneers that she would sell and even customize for you. So I got quite a bit of these, so I need to use them up. The bigger one and these cute little ones too. So what I did with those, this one I know I used the Fuzzy Navel Peach of the Lindy Stamp Gang Star Burst, and then over it I gave it a little bit of a wash with this buttercream acrylic paint. This one was the same process, just in some blues. I added some more of the flowers from the collection I shared earlier, a lovely sheet of paper from the G45 pad, and then some pretty blinged out lace as a final touch. So I did cheat by way of the charm with a shortcut, but I'm sure the ladies will be happier because they're lovely, and I can't guarantee that I would have made anything quite as lovely as this all on my own. So thank you, ladies, so much for watching the video, and I am pumped, and I hope that I will find some more inspiration soon to put out another video, I hope. Thank you, and have a good evening.